Hi there, I'm Lisa Taylor. Welcome to the program. It's really nice to be here. Listen, I was having a fabulous evening, humming along, doing my normal stuff, and I got a little bit of news, and it completely, it made me feel physically ill. I started to feel stressed. I started to feel tense. My mind started racing. I started trying to fix the problem. I was like diving in and wrestling with it. And about, a minute in, I realized, oh my gosh, everything I'm feeling is all based on this little piece of news that I got and what my thinking was doing as a result of that news. Hey, McElhaney. And I realized that the decision that I made when I got the news that I got, the decision that I made was the only thing that was causing all the issues I was facing. The stress, the not feeling well, everything was based on the choice that I made when I got the news. And there's the quote that I put in the comment, your decisions will master you whichever direction they take. That's a quote from Mary Baker Eddy. And the part that she talks about after that is, it's something that I've shared with you guys before. It's the stand porter at the door of thought, admitting only such conclusions as you wish realized in bodily results, you will control yourself harmoniously. And we always have a choice as to how we govern our thought. What are we letting into our thought? And how are we responding to the thoughts that are coming in? So I got this piece of news tonight, and I started feeling stressed. I started feeling anxious. I felt really sick to my stomach. I mean, kind of all of the things that you feel when there's this incredible kind of pressure that comes in. It was all a choice. And when I recognized it, as instantly as it came on, it left. All the physical symptoms left, the stress left. And I know sometimes that's not as easy to do. I mean, it's not always sort of a light switch on and a light switch off. It takes practice, and it takes awareness, and it takes making the choice that we are not going to let thinking, the human mind, some people call it the monkey brain, the human mind, run us around. If we recognize that we are a reflection of the divine mind, the one mind, then the monkey brain is really the illusion of being human and that human sense of things, which is all based in the belief that we're separate from Source, we're separate from God. So the antidote to the monkey brain, if you want to call it that, or mortal mind, or whatever it is you're used to calling it, is to recognize that our mind, our thought, is a reflection of the one infinite mind. It is completely individual. None of us have the same manifestation of mind. We are all individuals, so it's not like we're all a conglomerate. But it is the source of the ideas is always God. And God is all intelligence and oneness and all power. And we are the manifestation of that. So when we recognize that, anything that would suggest something other than that, we know is only a suggestion and not the reality. So with this piece of news that I got, I actually had to kind of go back through and listen to the news again and say, okay, what in that piece of information was it that was making me feel stressed? It made me feel out of control. It made me feel like I couldn't fix something. So the antidote to those things the antidotes are that God is always in control. I'm not in control. God is in control. And when I can recognize that God is in control, I don't have to feel stressed about grabbing hold of the reins. I can recognize that God's in control. And the other piece of that, I've totally forgot what I said before. That I was feeling like I wanted to grab hold and take control of it, and then I wanted to fix the problem. I don't remember what the other thing was. Anyway, you get the idea. So you break down whatever the thought is that's causing you stress and harm. break it down and recognize where the suggestions are that are lies about you. If you can't say it's true about God, you can't say it's true about you. So God is not stressed, obviously. God is in control. God has this. God's got our back. So your decisions will master you whichever direction they take. Decide that you're going to stand porter at the door of thought and admit, let in, and admit to yourself only such conclusions as you wish, admitting to yourself only such conclusions as you wish realized in bodily results. You will control yourself harmoniously. That's a quote from Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures. You know that book I quote all the time. I know. I should just call this show Lectures on or Ideas on Science and Health. The other thing that I wanted to talk about just briefly was how we manage our thinking when we're feeling really discouraged or really just tired and kind of depressed. Like, how do we sort of get enough steam under us to want to manage our thinking, to want to stand porter at the door of thought, to want to make decisions that will guide us in the path that we want to go? If you just feel so exhausted and so spent and so like, I'm just done, I'm over it, I just don't want to sort of make the effort. Like, what do you do in those instances? Because we all feel that every now and then, or all the time. I mean, sometimes people deal with that all the time. And some people who are generally on top of it go sort of deep dive into those places. We all deal with it. We all deal with that kind of sense of discouragement. So what do you do in those moments? And, I think for me, I try to just keep it really simple. One of the things that I think helps everybody is, being grateful. Trying to find something to be grateful for always sort of helps me. Just recognizing the fact that I know that if I change my thinking, my experience will change. And just kind of knowing that underneath it all helps. I go back to really basic things. I go back to the definition of God. I go back to just simple, childlike truths that I learned like in Sunday school when I was a kid. God is love. And if I can see and experience anything that is love, I know that I'm aligning myself with God. If I can feel grateful that I'm breathing, if I can feel grateful that I can see or that I can walk or that I can hear or that I experience life and that I feel a sense of love, just any little thing that we can feel grateful for, when we align ourselves with gratitude, we're aligning ourselves, one, with the present, which is really important because that's the only place that anything true exists, is right here, right now. And that's the other thing you can do, aside from gratitude, is just really anchoring yourself in the moment. A lot of times music does that for many people. I know there's a thing, song, sermon, or science. Song, sermon, or science. So song, music does that for me. Sermon, being inspired by someone's words or actions. And science, these divine laws that I talk about all the time. A lot of times just sitting and listening to a beautiful piece of music or recognizing something glorious, something that has glory in it. It just connects us to the divine. And if we can just grab hold of a little piece of it, it'll grow. Being still. That's definitely something that helps. Just stopping, closing your eyes, and breathing, and being grateful that you can breathe and that you're alive. Sometimes it just takes something really simple. So I don't know if that helps. I'm trying to think if there's anything, any little tricks. I think of them in the moment and then I forget when I come on here. So it always changes. But I love you guys. Your decisions will master you whichever direction they take. So make good choices. sound like a mom sending a kid off to school. Make good choices. Making good choices for you because you matter. And I know I say it a lot, but you do. You matter. And you matter to the planet. And if you ever think that you don't, just come on here and I'll convince you. All right. If you like these ideas, don't forget to share and let me know where you're calling from. And most of the people on here, hi everybody. Hi you guys. Debbie and McElhaney and Elo, and I didn't see all the other names that went by, but it's really nice to see you guys coming on live. Oh, Cody's on and Debbie's on. Hey, I love you guys. Thanks for watching.